Hey Taurus friends, listen up. If your birthday falls between June 1st and 5th, this message is absolutely critical for you. What I'm about to share isn't just another horoscope, it's a deep cosmic warning that could literally save you from losing everything you've worked so hard for. Imagine waking up and feeling like your finances are slipping away, your closest relationships are suddenly fragile, or your inner peace is shattered, all because you missed a crucial sign from the universe. Scary, right? But don't worry, you're not alone, and more importantly, you have the power to change your course starting right now. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what the stars are signaling. Why your natural Taurus strengths might actually be putting you at risk, and how understanding these patterns can help you protect your peace, your money, and your emotional well-being. This is about more than astrology. It's about mastering your inner world and using cosmic insight to grow stronger through challenges. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss powerful guidance like this. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your Taurus friends, they deserve to hear this too. Now, let's unlock your cosmic roadmap for June 1st to 5th and turn this warning into your greatest breakthrough. If you were born as a Taurus between June 1st and June 5th, the universe is sending you a message so urgent it could change the trajectory of your life. It's not just a vague warning, it's a deep cosmic signal. Wrapped in the energies swirling around you right now, demanding your full attention. You might feel an unusual restlessness or sense something is shifting beneath the surface. Even if you can't quite put your finger on it yet. This subtle pressure is the cosmos nudging you to wake up before it's too late, because the stakes are incredibly high. Ignoring this celestial alarm could mean facing losses that shake your foundations, whether in your relationships, your finances, or your emotional well-being. At the heart of this cosmic storm is Venus, your ruling planet. Venus has long been known as the goddess of love, beauty, and harmony. But during these first days of June, her influence feels different, more intense, almost like a call to examine what really matters. You might find that what once brought you comfort suddenly feels fragile. Or that your desires clash with reality in unexpected ways. Venus's shifting energy is stirring questions about self-worth and value, how you see yourself, what you allow into your life, and whether you're truly honoring your own needs. This isn't a time for surface-level attraction or fleeting pleasures. The universe is asking you to look deeper and get brutally honest with yourself. This is where many Tauruses struggle. The natural strength of your sign is your steadfastness, your ability to hold steady through storms, your loyalty, your practical approach to life. But during this time, that strength can turn into a trap. The same stubbornness that usually grounds you can blind you to important changes that need to happen. I've seen this play out with clients and friends, people who cling to a toxic relationship because it feels familiar. Or who refuse to pivot in their careers despite clear signs that the path ahead has shifted. Sometimes, we hold on so tightly out of fear of losing stability, fear of the unknown, that we end up losing even more. In one story, a dear Taurus friend ignored red flags in her job for months. She believed in the company, trusted the routine, and dismissed signs of instability around her. When the layoffs hit, she was unprepared and faced a sudden financial crisis. But it wasn't just the job loss that hurt, it was the shock of realizing she hadn't been listening to her own intuition or the subtle cosmic signals that hinted at this shift. Her experience was a tough lesson on the dangers of resisting change, especially when the universe is clearly nudging you toward growth. Another area where Taurus individuals may face challenges now is communication. Mercury, the planet that governs how we think and talk, has been stirring up confusion and misunderstandings. This can lead to missed opportunities or conflicts that feel out of nowhere. The trick here is to slow down and really listen to yourself and others. It's tempting to rush through decisions or rely on old patterns, but the energy right now calls for patience and clarity. When you feel overwhelmed or unsure, take a moment to breathe, journal your thoughts, or discuss your feelings with a trusted friend before making big moves. Emotionally, this period is like a mirror. reflecting hidden fears and desires you might not have been willing to face before. Many Tauruses pride themselves on their calm and collected nature, but underneath that steady surface, there can be deep emotional currents. If you ignore these feelings or pretend everything is fine, they have a way of bubbling up unexpectedly and causing disruption. I've coached Taurus clients who learned that facing their emotions head-on, even when it's uncomfortable, helped them avoid bigger heartbreaks later on. They discovered that vulnerability and self-awareness are powerful tools for emotional resilience, especially during times of cosmic turbulence. So how can you navigate these challenges without feeling overwhelmed? The first step is to cultivate flexibility. It might sound counterintuitive to Taurus's nature, but being willing to adapt, even slightly, can save you from much bigger losses. Try small shifts in your daily routine, like changing your usual commute or exploring new hobbies. These small acts of openness help you build mental and emotional flexibility, making it easier to handle bigger changes when they come. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or grounding exercises, are also incredibly helpful. They reconnect you with the present moment, calm anxious thoughts, and give you clearer insight into what's really happening inside and around you. Money is another area demanding your attention now. Taurus is often associated with financial stability and a strong sense of material security, but the stars are warning against complacency. Now isn't the time to ignore warning signs about spending habits, investments, or debts. I know someone who treated money as a taboo topic, never checking his accounts regularly, always assuming things would balance out. During a difficult period, this approach led to unexpected overdrafts and stress that could have been avoided with just a bit more awareness and planning. Being proactive, reviewing your finances honestly, and making thoughtful adjustments can help you maintain control even when external circumstances feel uncertain. Relationships, too, may show cracks during this phase. Taurus tends to build deep, lasting bonds, but sometimes attachment becomes possessiveness or resistance to change. If you notice tensions rising with loved ones, or if you feel your needs aren't being met, it's time to communicate openly. Setting clear boundaries isn't a sign of weakness, it's an act of self-respect that helps relationships grow stronger and healthier. When you allow space for growth and change within your connections, you're more likely to weather storms together rather than drift apart. The cosmos is encouraging you to embrace honesty and vulnerability here, both vital for deepening intimacy. One of the most profound challenges and opportunities is learning to listen to your body and emotional signals. When stress builds up unchecked, it doesn't just affect your mind. It can manifest as physical symptoms or exhaustion. The gentle but urgent cosmic message is to prioritize your wellness. Taking time for rest, nature walks, nourishing food, and simple rituals that ground you can make all the difference. A client of mine once ignored chronic fatigue, pushing herself harder because she felt she couldn't afford to slow down. Eventually, her health forced her to pause, but by then the recovery was longer and harder. Don't wait for a crisis to show up. Tune into subtle signals today and honor them with kindness. All of these challenges boil down to a powerful psychological truth: growth demands awareness and courage. Taurus, your natural inclination is to create security through routine and control, but the universe is calling you to explore what lies beyond those boundaries. This cosmic pressure might feel uncomfortable, even frightening, but it's also an invitation to transform. Embracing change doesn't mean losing yourself, it means expanding your sense of self and building resilience. If you're feeling the weight of this warning but unsure where to start, begin with simple, mindful awareness. Notice where you feel stuck or uneasy, and gently ask yourself what you might be resisting. Journal your thoughts, talk with trusted friends, or explore creative outlets that allow you to express what's inside. The more you connect with your inner truth, the clearer the cosmic messages become, and the easier it will be to take inspired action. There's so much more to uncover in this cosmic window, including practical tools to protect your peace and turn challenges into breakthroughs. Stick with me through this series. and together we'll navigate the stars with wisdom and grace. Trust that the universe is on your side, even when the path seems rocky, and that you hold the power to emerge stronger on the other side. When the stars align in such a significant way for Taurus between June 1st and 5th, the universe isn't just throwing out random challenges, it's urging a profound transformation that reaches beyond the surface of everyday life. At this stage, flexibility becomes your secret weapon, even if it feels completely foreign to your fixed Earth nature. The ability to adapt might sound like something easier said than done, especially for someone who cherishes stability and routine. But in reality, flexibility doesn't mean losing your identity or abandoning your core values, it means learning to bend without breaking. To open up new possibilities instead of resisting change. There was a Taurus woman I worked with who faced a major upheaval in her life during this cosmic window. She had built her identity around being the dependable rock for everyone, at work, in her family, and among friends. When unexpected events forced her to step outside her comfort zone, she initially bristled at the idea of change. Yet, as she began to practice small acts of flexibility, like saying yes to opportunities she would have declined before, or adjusting her expectations for outcomes, she discovered a new strength. Her relationships deepened, her work life became more vibrant, and she felt a renewed sense of personal freedom. It's a reminder that growth often requires stepping into uncertainty with trust, and the stars are shining a light on that very path now. Money matters become especially crucial during this time. Taurus, ruled by Venus, often has a natural affinity for financial stability, and the desire to build lasting security is strong. However, the cosmic energies suggest that caution and awareness should be heightened. Imagine someone who has always been careful with their finances but has gotten a little complacent, assuming past success would automatically continue. I once heard from a Taurus who had relied on an investment that suddenly started showing signs of volatility. Because they didn't reassess or seek advice during this critical window, they missed early signals and faced greater losses than necessary. What this teaches us is the value of mindfulness and proactive care with your resources, checking accounts regularly, consulting experts when in doubt, and not letting pride or fear prevent you from adjusting your financial strategies. In your career, these days might bring unexpected disruptions or decisions. The natural Taurus tendency to favor consistency and predictability can sometimes make you hesitant to embrace new opportunities, especially if they feel risky. Yet, the stars encourage you to look beyond the familiar and consider where innovation or learning might lead. One Taurus I know was offered a chance to lead a project outside her usual expertise. At first, she felt overwhelmed and wanted to decline, fearing failure. But after some reflection and encouragement from mentors, she accepted, and it turned out to be a pivotal moment that opened doors she hadn't imagined. Embracing discomfort and uncertainty can be gateways to growth, even though it feels counterintuitive. Emotionally, this period shines a light on areas you might have been avoiding. Taurus tends to be steady and composed, but the pressure of these cosmic transits invites you to face your emotional truths head-on. There's a story about a Taurus man who avoided discussing feelings with his partner for years, believing that keeping peace meant staying silent. During this intense phase, the buildup of unspoken tensions became too much, forcing a crucial conversation. While initially difficult, this openness ultimately strengthened their bond and brought clarity to their relationship. The lesson here is that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's a powerful form of courage and connection. If you find yourself feeling restless or disconnected, ask yourself what emotions you might be pushing away, and give yourself permission to explore them gently. One of the most important tools for navigating this period is cultivating rituals that help you stay grounded. Taurus thrives on connection to the earth and the physical world, so incorporating practices that honor this can be deeply stabilizing. Simple habits like morning meditation focused on the breath, spending time barefoot on grass, or even arranging fresh flowers in your space can root you in the present moment. A Taurus client shared how lighting a specific scented candle each evening became her way to unwind and reset. bringing a calming rhythm to days that felt otherwise chaotic. These small acts aren't just soothing, they signal to your nervous system that you are safe, anchored, and ready to face whatever comes next. The cosmic dance at this time also challenges you to recognize when control becomes a burden rather than a benefit. The desire to manage every detail often springs from a need for security. But paradoxically, trying to control everything can lead to more stress and resistance from those around you. I recall a Taurus who struggled with delegating tasks at work, fearing that no one could do it as well as she could. This tight grip led to burnout and frustration. When she learned to trust her colleagues and share responsibilities, her stress diminished and her team flourished. Knowing when to hold firm and when to release control is a subtle art. And it's one the stars want you to practice now. Flexibility paired with discernment creates space for both security and growth. Setting healthy boundaries is another vital practice in this transformative period. Taurus's generous nature sometimes leads to taking on too much, often at the expense of personal peace. But the energies of early June highlight the importance of saying no when something doesn't serve your well-being. Imagine a Taurus who always said yes to every social invite or work request, eventually feeling drained and overwhelmed. When she started to kindly but firmly set limits, she found her energy replenished and her relationships improved because her intentions became clearer. Boundaries are acts of self-love. They protect your time, energy, and mental space, allowing you to engage more fully in what truly matters. Throughout this journey, emotional intelligence emerges as a cornerstone. Being able to identify and manage your own emotions, while understanding those of others, helps you navigate the inevitable tensions and surprises during this period. Emotional intelligence isn't about perfection. It's about awareness and compassion toward yourself and those around you. Taurus is naturally steady, but adding this layer of emotional insight deepens your interactions and decision-making. One Taurus client shared how pausing to check in with her feelings before responding in a heated conversation transformed how she related to colleagues and family. Instead of reacting impulsively, she responded thoughtfully, which diffused conflicts and built trust. As the days unfold, the moon's phases also play a subtle yet powerful role in shaping your emotional landscape. Taurus, connected deeply to nature's rhythms, benefits from paying attention to the lunar cycle. Certain moon phases can amplify emotions or provide clarity, guiding when to act and when to rest. Integrating this natural awareness into your self-care routine can offer a sense of harmony amid external chaos. For instance, during a waning moon, it might be time to release old habits or toxic influences, while a waxing moon supports new beginnings and intentions. Aligning with these cycles deepens your connection to yourself and the universe. Above all, this cosmic period invites you to approach yourself with kindness and patience. Change is rarely easy, especially when it feels like so much is at stake. But every step you take toward awareness and adaptation strengthens your foundation. You might stumble or feel uncertain, and that's part of the process. Remember, transformation isn't a race but a steady unfolding. Giving yourself grace during challenging moments builds resilience and opens the door for lasting peace. You are part of a larger cosmic story, one where your unique Taurus qualities, steadfastness, loyalty, groundedness, are invaluable assets. When paired with openness to growth and emotional insight, these qualities empower you to not only survive but thrive during this intense time. The universe is not here to break you but to help you evolve into a fuller expression of who you are meant to be. This phase is an invitation, an opportunity to shed what no longer serves and step into your authentic power with confidence and compassion. By embracing flexibility, setting boundaries, tuning into your emotions, and honoring natural rhythms, you build a life that reflects your deepest values and desires. Stay with this journey. There is more to explore, more wisdom to uncover, and more ways to cultivate your inner strength. In the next part, we'll dive into rituals, affirmations, and practical tools designed specifically to support Taurus in staying grounded and resilient, even when the stars challenge you most. The path may twist and turn, but with the right guidance, you'll find your way to calm, clarity, and peace. As the days between June 1st and 5th unfold for Taurus, the universe continues to reveal subtle but powerful layers of insight that invite deeper reflection and transformation. This cosmic moment is not just about immediate challenges. It's a call to connect with archetypal energies and ancient wisdom that speak to who you are on the most profound level. Understanding the symbolism behind Taurus can unlock new dimensions of self-awareness, helping you navigate this period with greater clarity and purpose. Taurus, often represented by the bull, embodies strength, determination, and a deep connection to the earth. This archetype carries the message of groundedness and patience but also warns against stubbornness and possessiveness. When you tap into this symbolism, you begin to see your current struggles not as setbacks but as echoes of a larger story, one about learning when to hold firm and when to release. There's a timeless rhythm in this dance, and the stars urge you to honor it. I once worked with a Taurus client who struggled to let go of a toxic friendship because of loyalty alone. By exploring the bull's symbolism together, she found the courage to release what no longer served her well-being, freeing space for healthier connections to bloom. Incorporating ritual and affirmation into your daily routine can be a powerful way to stay anchored amid the swirling cosmic energies. These aren't just spiritual nice-to-haves, but practical tools that create mental and emotional frameworks for resilience. For Taurus, rituals tied to the earth and senses, like lighting incense, working with crystals, or planting seeds, can be especially grounding. One Taurus I know developed a nightly ritual of gratitude journaling paired with soft, instrumental music that helped ease anxiety and foster a sense of calm after hectic days. Affirmations can reinforce your intentions and realign your focus. Simple statements like "I am adaptable and strong," or "I welcome growth with an open heart" create new neural pathways that support positive change. Real-life stories often illuminate how these practices translate into everyday life. A Taurus friend shared how daily meditation and affirmations helped her shift from feeling overwhelmed by work stress to approaching challenges with a calm, clear mind. This shift not only improved her mental health but also enhanced her relationships with colleagues, allowing her to communicate more effectively and navigate conflicts with grace. The power of ritual and affirmation lies in their ability to bridge the gap between cosmic guidance and grounded reality. Looking deeper, the moon phases during this period offer another layer of insight. Taurus resonates with the moon's natural cycles, and tuning into these rhythms can reveal when to push forward and when to rest. For example, during a new moon, the energy encourages planting seeds of intention, whether that's starting a new project or setting personal goals. Conversely, the full moon invites release and reflection, a time to let go of what no longer serves. Synchronizing your actions with these natural cycles helps align your inner world with the greater cosmos, creating harmony and flow even amidst external change. The archetype of Taurus also reminds us of the shadow side that can emerge in times of pressure. Traits like possessiveness, pride, and resistance to change can become amplified if left unchecked. I recall a Taurus individual who found herself increasingly controlling in her personal relationships during a stressful period, driven by fear of loss and change. This behavior ultimately pushed loved ones away, deepening her feelings of isolation. Awareness of this shadow side is the first step toward transformation. When you recognize these tendencies, you gain the power to respond differently, choosing openness over control, humility over pride. Connecting with the ancient myths surrounding Taurus offers further depth. The story of the bull in mythology often speaks to themes of sacrifice and renewal, a cycle of death and rebirth that echoes through your current experience. Embracing this mythic dimension can provide comfort and context, helping you see that the difficulties you face now are part of a larger process of growth. When you view your journey through this lens, challenges become sacred rites of passage rather than mere obstacles. Practical advice for harnessing these cosmic energies includes setting aside intentional time for reflection and creativity. Taurus's earthy nature thrives on sensory experiences, So engaging in activities like cooking, gardening, or art can be both therapeutic and grounding. I've seen clients who use creative expression as a way to process complex emotions and reconnect with joy, even during difficult times. These practices nourish your soul and remind you of the beauty inherent in change. Staying connected with supportive communities, whether friends, family, or spiritual groups, can also be invaluable now. Sharing your experiences and hearing others' stories fosters a sense of belonging and reduces the isolation that can come with transformation. In my experience, Taurus individuals often thrive when they create safe spaces for honest dialogue, where vulnerability is met with empathy rather than judgment. As you navigate these profound energies, it's vital to maintain balance between effort and surrender. The Taurus spirit is inherently strong-willed and determined, but the cosmos invites you to blend that determination with a gentle surrender to the flow of life. This doesn't mean giving up, but trusting that there's a rhythm beyond your control that works in your favor when you allow it to. Cultivating this balance is like learning a new dance, sometimes leading, sometimes following,